Hello fellow historians and welcome to the channel Unknown War. Today we delve into the intriguing story of how a small country, Finland, defied all odds to win its independence against the mighty Soviet Union. It all started during the winter 1939, where the world witnessed something that felt like the David versus Goliath story. The war is called the Winter War, which happened between Finland and the Soviet Union. Before 1940, Finland's history was shaped by a long and arduous journey towards independence and nation-building. For centuries, Finland had been under the rule of the Swedish crown, and it was only in the early 19th century that it came under Russian control as an autonomous Grand Duchy within the Russian Empire. Following the turmoil of the Russian Revolution in 1917, Finland seized the opportunity to declare its independence on December 6, 1917, establishing itself as a sovereign nation. The new Finnish state faced numerous challenges as it sought to consolidate its independence and build a stable nation. At the same time, the Soviet Union, born out of the 1917 revolution, was evolving under the leadership of the Bolshevik Party, led by Vladimir Lenin. The Soviet Union, formerly known as the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic, had a vision of spreading communism and securing its borders with friendly neighboring countries. Tensions between the Soviet Union and Finland arose due to a combination of geopolitical factors and territorial disputes. The Soviet Union perceived Finland as a vital buffer zone to protect Leningrad, now St. Petersburg, from potential invasions from the west. However, Finland was determined to preserve its sovereignty and independence, leading to a complex and sensitive relationship between the two neighbors. In the early 1920s, Joseph Stalin emerged as a prominent figure within the Soviet leadership. He played a crucial role in consolidating Bolshevik control during the Russian Civil War and gained prominence within the Communist Party. After Lenin's death in 1924, Stalin emerged as one of the main contenders to succeed him as the leader of the Soviet Union. As Stalin solidified his power and position as the General Secretary of the Communist Party, tensions between the Soviet Union and Finland escalated. The Soviet Union's demands for territorial concessions and the establishment of military bases near Finland's borders led to strained relations between the two nations. By the time of the Winter War in 1939, Finland had a population of approximately 3,695,610 people, while the Soviet Union's population was around 194 million people. This vast population disparity highlights the David versus Goliath aspect of the conflict, as a small nation faced a colossal adversary. The Winter War remains etched into the history books as a compelling testament to how Finland, with its indomitable spirit and fierce determination, managed to defend itself against overwhelming odds. Despite being vastly outnumbered and outgunned, the Finnish people united to protect their homeland and uphold their cherished independence. This conflict not only showcased Finland's resilience, but also left a lasting impact on the world's perception of the small nation's ability to stand tall against a formidable foe. The Winter War serves as a powerful reminder that determination, unity, and courage can forge a place for even the smallest of nations in the annals of history. But why would the Soviet Union invade Finland? To understand the reason, we have to take it back to the year 1930, a time where the tension rose in the political climate all over Europe. Under the leadership of Adolf Hitler, Germany began its aggressive expansion, annexing Austria and the Sudetenland of Czechoslovakia. Meanwhile, in the east of Europe, the Soviet Union, led by Joseph Stalin, had its own interests and security concerns. The Soviet Union saw Finland as a buffer zone that could protect Leningrad from potential invasions. Leningrad later became St. Petersburg as we know it today. In October 1939, the Soviet Union presented an ultimatum to Finland and demanded the cession of the territory near Leningrad, where Stalin wanted to establish military bases. Additionally, the Soviet Union wanted to establish a pro-Soviet government in Finland while taking control of vital cities like Viipuri, However, to many countries, surprise, the Finnish people didn't cave to the demands and chose to defend itself and what's theirs. During the Winter War, the Finnish people exemplified something they call Sisu, displaying unwavering determination and resilience in the face of adversity. Their strong love for the homeland and trust in military leadership fostered unity and collective effort. And with the President Kyösti Kallio and Prime Minister Aimo Kajanda, the Finnish people decided to defend their homeland at all cost. In late October 1939, the Soviet army launched a massive invasion with military and armory that was far bigger than Finland's. The Red Army stood as the formidable military force of the Soviet Union under the leadership of Joseph Stalin. As one of the world's largest armies, it was ideologically aligned with communism and staunchly devoted to defending socialism and the interests of the Soviet state. The Finnish army possessed a unique edge over the Red Army during the Winter War, owing to their profound understanding of the terrain. As the conflict unfolded in their home turf, the Finnish locals had an intimate knowledge of the harsh landscapes, including the dense forests and frozen lakes. This familiarity granted them a strategic advantage, as they could navigate and exploit the challenging terrain more effectively than their Soviet counterparts. The Red Army, on the other hand, underestimated the resilience and determination of the Finnish people, a costly oversight that would impact the outcome of the war. To further level the playing field, the Finnish army employed ingenious guerrilla warfare tactics and embraced what became renowned as Moti warfare. Moti warfare, also known as Moti tactics or Moti encirclement, proved to be an exceptionally effective military strategy utilized by the Finnish forces during the Winter War. The term Moti stems from the Finnish word moti, which translates to log pile or bundle of sticks. This tactful approach capitalized on Finland's intimate knowledge of the rugged terrain and dense forests. The Finnish forces skillfully created Moti formations, effectively trapping and encircling larger mechanized Soviet units. With precision and stealth, they isolated these units within the dense forests, rendering the Red Army's vast numerical superiority futile in such confined spaces. The Moti tactic not only neutralized the Soviet Union's military might, but also disrupted their lines of communication and supply, leaving the encircled units vulnerable and demoralized. The Finnish troops, through their adaptability and resourcefulness, showcased their exceptional ability to exploit the terrain to their advantage. This guerrilla-style warfare proved pivotal in the Winter War, as it allowed the Finnish forces to combat the technologically superior Soviet army on their own terms. The mastery of Moti warfare showcased the Finnish people's indomitable spirit, determination, and ingenuity in the face of overwhelming odds. As the conflict wore on, the overwhelming might of the Soviet Union became increasingly evident, making it progressively difficult for Finland to withstand the relentless onslaught. The Red Army's numerical superiority and vast resources began to take a toll on the Finnish defenses, leading to strategic setbacks and territorial losses. Ultimately, as the war reached its culmination, the Finnish government recognized the necessity of seeking a resolution to prevent further devastating consequences. In their pursuit of a viable solution, Finland proposed an agreement to the Soviet Union, which resulted in significant territorial concessions. To secure peace and preserve their sovereignty, Finland reluctantly ceded around 11% of its territory to the Soviet Union. The terms of the peace agreement might be interpreted differently by various perspectives. Some might argue that the Soviet Union emerged victorious due to the territorial gains they secured, while others could contend that Finland demonstrated remarkable resilience, achieving a degree of success in avoiding complete annexation. On the 12th of March 1940, the Winter War officially came to an end with the signing of the Moscow Peace Treaty. This pivotal moment marked the conclusion of the hostilities between Finland and the Soviet Union, solidifying the agreed-upon terms and ushering in an uneasy peace. For Finland, the Winter War left a profound impact on its national identity. forging a lasting spirit of determination and resilience. While the cost of territorial loss was significant, the war's aftermath would spur Finland's commitment to preserving its sovereignty and security in the face of future geopolitical challenges. The Red Army's reputation suffered both domestically and internally due to what some would, as I said earlier, call a failure. The image of the invincibility and superiority of the army was shattered and tarnished. The Winter War had a profound impact on the military and leadership and exposed weaknesses within the army and prompted some reforms within the structure and choice of strategies which the Red Army implemented during their endeavors in World War II. The changes were in the forms of leadership, communication, logistics, technological and training. Stalin's reputation was also tarnished since he was responsible for the decision to take this war. The Winter War, a tale of resilience and defiance, stands as a reminder of the power of human spirit and unity in times of adversity. It is a story that resonates with audiences worldwide, highlighting the enduring significance of this momentous event in shaping history and Finland's rightful place in it.